So, I've noticed I keep saying welcome back. I don't know, maybe I should stop saying welcome back. Maybe I should have everybody, just hello everybody. Okay, anyway, random start to the video. Hi. We are going to concentrate on all sorts of things today. So last time out, obviously, we did a lot of escaping. This time round, we have a lot of prisoners not in cells, which obviously we need to sort. However, last time we made cells, we made big cells by mistake. So this time we're going to make small cells. So we need to get these guys that they don't have cells into some cells. So that's going to be the first thing we do today. So I can't click. How far down can we? Okay, we can go that far. Right. Let's see. Right, so we need one walk around, which I'll do there. That cost quite a lot. Oh, £4.5 grand. That's not as bad as I thought it'd be. That one. And that one. And then the same again. And the same again. And the same again. Okay, and then we need... That's a lot of... Okay. We just... we just lost a lot of money. Never mind. Not a big worry. So, first of all, we also need to add walls. Do we have enough to actually make these walls? Probably just enough to make almost all of them. Yeah, okay, so we're going to miss these. So there's going to be 4 cells that aren't ready. But that's not tragic, that's actually alright. Okay, let's go for super speed. And then in theory, when we make these, that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 16, 24. That should give us 48 cells extra, which is nice. That'll take us to the 150 mark, which is not actually too far off our 200. So, alright, another 2 of these should get us to 200, which is pretty good actually. 200 inmate prison is actually pretty cool. So, yeah. Let's see. Last time round that we needed money, we sold off part of a prison. But I actually went to get, excuse me, I went to get some, I went to get a bank loan, and then I didn't need it because I managed to sell stuff off. So, let's see. How do we get ourselves a bank loan? Federal grant, prisoner grant, okay. So, nothing in there. Unless it's a grant. Which obviously... Oh, current bank loan. There we go. Yeah, so it's current bank loan. So, will we wait for... We'll wait for... yeah, because we're getting cash flow, and obviously we've got £6.5 grand cash flow. So, we'll wait a wee bit of time. And we'll let these guys make some of these cells. One thing they won't have is water. Although some of them will, I think. Yeah, oh, very handily. That goes... that wasn't deliberate, but that goes right down the middle of the middle cells. Walls. So that's kind of... I don't know if that's good or bad, because as I said before, like, I think they can dig into them from the toilets. So we'll obviously need to make sure that it goes here and it doesn't poke out the end, which is obviously why I stopped them short that time. Okay, so in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to build, what we need to do is we need to fix guard rotations. So deployment. Now, guard patrols. So you can see that there's no guard patrols in most of these, but there are far too many guards staying patrolled. So what we need to do is we need to take guards. Oh, okay, so that guy's just there in general. Let's see. We can take... Oh, yeah, okay, we just had a guy walking up and down there, which was of no real benefit. But what we will do is we'll just extend that out and he can do one walk there. To have this many guards in one cell is a bit crazy. So I'm okay with having 2 in there. That's fine, 2 in there. We'll take another one away from here. So that makes just 2 in there. Let's see, and they're kind of split, so that, yeah, and that's split, and that's split, and that's split. Okay, so that's fine there. So then we need to make more patrols around these areas. So we'll do the same again. We will create everything, leave the gap, and put one guard there, and then we will. Yeah, we can just go down here. Hopefully that wasn't anything major. I don't think it was. I'm sure I'll look back on that later and think I really should have done something about that, but never mind. Yeah, I've got a grand, that's a bonus. And then same again here. And okay. And round we go. Now actually these are all cells at the top here, so I'll just make it. No, that's fine. That's fine, because they'll still be able to see those cells. There we go, and boom, one there. Okay. So, oh, and then we need one at the bottom as well, which is 3 lines. How did I do 3 lines before? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we went, okay. So we'll do that. We'll do pretty much the same thing again. And then we did that one, and that one, and that. And take that one away. That, and that. Oh, I know this is silly, but I always like to put them in the middle. I think it just looks a bit better. Okay, so we have 2 each on each of these, and then we also need guards. Let's see, we don't have any guards. Let's just, yeah, one in this area is fine, because that's the whole kind of area, so that's all right. At least then he's technically in the shower as well whenever they go in. Got ones in visitation, couple in the yard there. We also need to have at least one in the yard here, and you'll see we're kind of dwindling down the numbers we actually have of guards left. Now let's see, do we have any? Yeah, we've got, okay, so we've got armed patrols and a dog inside the kitchen. We'll also just put one more actual normal guard. Now let's see, dog patrols, where are we at with dogs? Okay, we definitely don't need, although there is, yeah, okay. So I was going to say we don't need 2, but we do, because we've split these in half. So what we will do is we'll have to create these dogs into sections for them to walk around, but we might have to split them up at some point, or we might have to buy more dogs, one of the two. We'll just do this for we'll set this up with dogs in all of these areas for just now, and then we can kind of pick and choose as to whether we want to keep them there or not, because that would require what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, not including the new areas. So 16 not including the new areas, which is quite a lot of stuff, obviously. 16, and how many do we actually have? We have 14, so we'll need to buy another couple. But our daily cash flow is good. We just need to actually get some money. That's all that's really taking the time. But that's still good though, because now we've got a bit better. Setup. That's 6 AM. We'll let these guys go, and we'll let them do a full day, and then we'll do a shakedown once it gets to. Hopefully, I remember to do a shakedown later on. Okay. Now that's one of the other things is we have. Okay, that's fine. So we have 164 cells now, and we can now put in these walls because we have some money, which is great. So that will complete these cells. And why are those not? Because it's not got toilets yet. That's fine. We need to also get some utilities. So how many we're filling? Did we just fill? No, 23 hours. 13. Okay, yeah. So we did actually. Well, we didn't fill completely to capacity, but we filled partly. And that's going to take us to 100. Oh, we've got 170 cells. Okay, we're up to. Yeah, we're doing. Whoa. One of those Sylvester Schwarzenegger That's a fantastic name, Deltoids. Video game piracy for this guy, but not indie video game piracy, which is an important part. Born and raised in Antarctica, Deltoids was sentenced to jail because his shoulders were too big. Well, I like how he's square as well, that's fantastic. That is a great... I would love for that to be a name in the game, but I don't think it is. I genuinely think that's one of the ones that the guys have made themselves. Okay, so let's see. We now need to go into utilities, and we're going to fix all the small pipes. So let's just do this. This should actually work out fine, I think. This is going to be a lot cheaper doing it this way rather than doing two massive lines down there. And then this will be the cheaper way, and like so. Okay, but then obviously our guys have to actually be able to get in there to do the to check on these pipes. So actually, did they manage to build this one pipe? No, they didn't, which I think is why that there is. We still had one left over being bought but hadn't been placed. So well, we're getting there. Almost up to 200. Interestingly, we're at 86%. Oh yeah, okay, because it's 200. I was thinking that seems a bit strange. Okay, we've got nowhere with the general education courses. However, are we actually running general education courses just now? Foundation 7 finished the foundation. Okay. So no one's actually wanting to do the general education, but again, we've got loads of positive, we've got massive positive cash flow. So let's just run it anyway. Can we run it? Education is needed, which we've got. Foundation education, oh, 0 passed. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. There's why there's no problem with, or why there's no issues with that. Well, we've got a very high percentage of pharmacological treatment of drug addiction have passed, so that's great. Guard tasers, only 5 have failed that, so that's not too bad. Alcoholics group therapy, yeah, why not? Where does that go? Psychology. Okay, do we have something else running in psychology? Oh, it'll probably be this one. No, that's health. Okay. So, I was quite sure we had well, we must have psychology, but for some reason it's not. Let's see. 2 hours. Each prisoner requires a chair. Okay, well, there you go. Student set repeatable. And where is it? In a common room. Ah, okay, so we need the common room to be bigger. And that's getting very crowded there. Yeah, that yard's going to need to... We're going to need to make that yard a lot bigger. Oh, I didn't actually sort... What a dafty. I didn't actually sort those ones while I was at it. Interestingly enough, I thought I had, but there you go. I guess that shows you. And that one, and then we'll put just a couple of small pipes to fit that one up. Alright. And then that will have us up to 173. So that's, yeah, we're getting there. That's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. I think we just leave these walls undone just now. I think that makes more sense. I might take away one here and possibly these walls and just make these areas a bit bigger to get through. Excuse me. In fact, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll demolish this wall as well, just to give them a bit more space. Mr. Thomas, who's already pickpocketing, he's already up to, I think he's already up to max. So he's already in trouble. However, these guys, you'll see there's not many seats, so we're going to extend this common room. So let's, firstly, just because I don't like having them, let's delete that one there, and let's slow this back down again for just now. And inside the common room, we are going to have, yeah, do you know what, we'll put in, we'll be real nice to them. Put in a pool table. We'll put in a bunch of wide sofas. Yeah, we'll do this same section again where we do kind of 4 back to back, which seems to work really well. Ah, we've put a pool table there, so that's not good. These 4 here. Okay, let's just, yeah, that's probably long enough, and just use that as kind of a transit corridor type thing. obviously the door's not going to actually close there. We should probably, yeah, I kind of want that to be a bit more open, so not too worried about them getting between these two. We can shut that off, shut that off, shut that off, shut that off, and that off, so we can kind of keep them contained within these two areas if we need to. That's not a massive deal. What else do they have that could go in the common room then? Do we actually want chairs, or will we just wait for this all to come down? Oh yeah, so we actually want to extend the room, the common room as such. Now I'm awful at this, but I found another way to deal with it. Just flick over it, and then it highlights the room. So then I can make it whatever size I want to. Okay. So our common room's getting a wee bit bigger. This guy's very interested in what this guy has to do. And then we're going to have some back-to-back chairs, or sofas, sorry, which hopefully will encourage people to have a wee seat. So that's made that a wee bit bigger. We also, I want to make this entrance more secure. Now, I'm trying to figure out how to do it, and I think the only answer is an extension to the outside as opposed to the inside, because this, you know, putting more doors in here is just going to delay people. They're going to get stuck. It's going to be more chaotic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen this area out, and I'm just gonna let's see how big do we want it. I think that's even. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. No, it's not. Okay, right. That's, yeah, whatever. We'll go for that. And we'll actually just add one more. Make it slightly wider. And what I'm going to do is I am going to have a kind of little door on the side here for service. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna make this storage area bigger, so we'll leave the deliveries out of it. But we will, once this is created, create another couple of big doors here, just to kind of, and we'll have some guards patrolling this area as well. Speaking of which, we need to then delete their deployment round about here. Guard patrols. Actually, that might be okay if they're just deployed in this area to kind of check people in and out, and then we'll just have, oh no, that's not going to work. We'll have one who just goes up and down there, and we'll also make that another armed patrol. Okay, so deliveries, we need to narrow that slightly. So again, we'll zoom in on deliveries. Wait until it highlights, because I'm slow. And I haven't managed to do it, okay. There we go. Okay, it doesn't highlight very much because it's in the dark. That does kind of make sense, I guess. No, I'll leave that in. Okay. So, that's a heck of a lot of foodstuffs, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's all foodstuffs. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to make that a bit easier to get into the kitchen and the like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend storage down here. Now we need quite a bit of money for that, which we don't currently have. Okay, and then the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to... no, take that one. We're going to dismantle that. And I think, do I need to actually make this concrete? These, I think we might, yeah. Okay, no we don't, that's fine. Okay, I don't know what he just put in the box there, if they were meant to dismantle the door servo, which wasn't great. Ah, I have just locked everybody in, of course I have. Large jail door. One here, which is one away from the edge, and one here. So it should be halfway across, okay. So that's going to be kind of important, otherwise nobody's going to be able to get out of our prison out the front door, which, you know, wouldn't be tragic to be honest, but, you know, yeah, we should probably do something about that. So, then we're just going to create a little, no we're not, we're going to leave that the way it is, because that allows us kind of a small area to get, for these guys to get stuck in. And then we are going to, no, I was right, where's my materials? Concrete wall. We're going to have a door there, sorry, a piece there, and then 2 doors either side of that. Which we'll have to put servos on. Which one will go in there, and one will go in there. Okay. And I've kind of made just this kind of bulbous end here so that people can directly get in, straight in and out. At some point, I do want to think about a big fence around the outside, but that's, you know, that's when we've got some serious money, which, you know, we can buy more land as well here, which is great because you make this a lot bigger than it even is just now. But you can see this whole area here is really kind of the well, it's the entrance and bits and bobs and the staff rooms and security, the kind of necessities, and then all of this is all prisoners. I think if we were a wee bit clever about this, we could probably demolish some of these cells and make them into these cells, make them a lot smaller, possibly fit more in. Maybe not in all of the areas, but certainly some of them. So we could get up to our 200 if we wanted. However, we want to really start work on a new kitchen. So, let's see, what do we want to do for our kitchen? We want to make accessible from the outside into the kitchen, or we don't. I don't think we do, because although this is tough to get to for the guys to bring all the stuff to, you know, I fully understand that's going to be difficult for them. But one of the things that you can do from that is, although you're keeping it quite small, and how are we doing for food, by the way? Okay, most of them must have been fed already. It does tend to tell you when it's time to go to eat, that it does tell you sections here as to where you can, how many prisoners you're actually feeding and how many you're managing to feed. So that'll be interesting to check. But as part of that, we want the kitchen not to be... It is difficult to access, as I said, it's difficult to access from the outside, so obviously all the deliveries and stuff are having to come through, and you know, they're having to go for a long walk to go and get the stuff. However, one of the bonuses of that is that then it's also, there's not just a quick way out. So, you know, one of these guys couldn't just nip into a kitchen and then straight out the back door of a kitchen. So that's certainly one of the advantages of that system. So what we will do is we shall start putting some kitchen objects in. Now, which side do we want our actual kitchen? I think we want all of the sections to be here, and then the food and kitchen to be at the bottom. Although they are going to go through to the shower, so no. We'll do it this way then. We'll do space down the middle, tables either side, and then the kitchen at the top section. That's what we'll do. Okay, so kitchen-wise, we are going to need a heck of a lot of stuff, to be honest. We are going to start off, and we will roughly get an idea of the size of kitchen that we want to make. Let's see. Yeah, that certainly looks big enough. Okay. Maybe not even that long, actually. Yeah, we could probably get away with at least this. And then in the kitchen, we need to have cookers, fridge, and sink. So we need a heck of a lot of cookers. So let's just line this entire wall, although it is £500 a pop. Somewhat unfortunate. Okay, never mind. Insufficient funds. Right, that will get them a starter for 10 for setting that up. And in the meantime, at 1 AM, just after they've gone to bed, we can do a shakedown. which we now have a heck of a lot of places to be dealing with. I wonder if we're... okay, we're kind of on slow speed, but that's fine. I think we're kind of at the point now where I think we probably do need more guards, and obviously we're making plenty of daily cash flow, so that's certainly a bonus. How on earth does a guy who is meant to be max security end up in solitary over here for a start, and then secondary end up with drugs on him in solitary? I think I've got some guys on the inside. Anyway. Right, okay, so they're getting deliveries of cookers to take in overnight, so that's fine. We will just speed this up to max then, just to get... Oh ho ho! No, we shall not. We found tunnels. Oh, how close did they go? Interesting. So the tunnel, I don't know where it started, whether it's down here or out here, but you'll see that they're probably only, you know, maybe, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 blocks from getting out. Okay, so we need to remove tunnels. That one, and remove tunnels, that one, and we need to make all of that priority, and all of that priority, which I think we did. Queued urgent, right, yeah, so I think we did that. Anyway, we'll put it on fast speed and hopefully these guys will come in and start. Yeah, okay, so it's probably one of these guys that got done for it. Yeah. So all of these cells are out of commission until we get these guys coming in to fix them. Which they're doing, well, one guy is anyway. Interesting, got caught inside the cell, which is great. Let's see. Come on, gentlemen. You get caught inside again. And okay, so we're back to full cells with those, and a few guys went into solitary. Okay, we've not got any other exclamation marks for just now, do we? We've got plenty of searches going on, but we don't have any other exclamation marks, which is great. Okay, that's probably enough cookers in there for just now. We can obviously add more as we go. And in the meantime, we shall... There's always one being inappropriate when you're trying to record, isn't there? Let's just pause a second and I'll go and fix that problem. Give me 1 second. Okay, welcome back. Sorry for that small interruption there. Just a minor forgetfulness to turn off notifications, but there you go. Yeah, so where were we? We were looking at the kitchen here. So we've got just, yeah, £1,600, so we should be able to get a fridge and a sink here at least to make it worthwhile. So we can put a couple of sinks that way. Yep. Okay. And then fridge wise, got a whole bundle of fridges. Oh, we don't have any money. Okay, so we'll press play on those and we'll get those going. Now let's see, utilities wise, we're powered anyway because we're right beside it. Sinks wise, I think we're actually going to be alright when the sinks connect up. We might not get quite so lucky. Okay, so we're going to have... We've got 11... Why have we only got 11 prisoners? Because we've got 170 odd cells. So, let's have a look. Prisoners... intake, sorry. There's 100 available. So if I'm at full capacity... so it's saying fill to 173. And we only have 126. So why is it only 11 prisoners coming in? Okay, so it's just going to fill generically. So let's do our next intake of just, let's see, how many have we actually got? 126, so we're 173. So if we do 140, we do 40 just now in this intake, or 45 in this intake. We can take that. Right, okay, let's do it that for once, but we'll have to remember once they turn up to actually, so it's an hour and 28 minutes, those guys will come in, we get a whole bundle of money for them, They can come in and fill all the available slots in theory. Everybody's got their own. There's 24 in maximum capacity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's just a full set of those. So I don't know whether that's a wise thing, but there you go. Yeah, so that should connect up with the water, I believe. Utilities wise, I mean, they're there, so I don't know why that wouldn't be connected. These guys obviously won't. And we've got a whole hunk of money there for our prisoner intake. So that was 45 per day. Did we get the okay. Okay, I think, is that just slowly filling from the guys that are actually being brought in? Yeah, okay, so there's a couple of buses. All these guys just got ran over. I don't think they actually did, obviously. They're obviously just lying down on the ground, pretending to be, I don't know. Right, 170 we're at, so that's a good, oh, another jail bus there. Okay, so we're at our 170. So we want to take that back down after they've been brought in. We'll just do full capacity 173. Okay. Right. So we'll let them keep going at that. Got 14 grand, we can start finishing up this big kitchen then. Let's see, we want to get obviously more fridges than we currently have. That should give us a decent amount of fridges there. Okay, I think we're probably good with that for just now, and we can fix any issues that we do have later on. How many cooks do we actually have? 5. Okay, so another 5 there. Doubled our cooks in total. These guys will go and start cooking, which is great. And then we shall, okay, those, we obviously need small pipes down the back of these for some reason. Which I'm okay with, it's not a big deal. They will also need power. Those two will be powered once that happens. And we can just put, let's see if, hopefully this will work. Put one electrical cable between those two sections there. And that will feed those two. Okay. And then in our, sorry, wrong one, rooms, in our objects, we are then going to find loads and loads of benches and tables. So let's just start, well, let's just start in the bottom and see where we get to. So, how many of a gap do we want in between? 3 looks good. Yeah. Okay, let's jam these up against the wall, and then that can give us, that can be our route through there into the shower room, if we want it. And we're just going to place all these, of which there will be plenty, I'm sure. Let's leave that for just now. And again, we'll leave that for just now, because that is plenty of those. So, no, we do not want another bench. We want tables, thank you. Table. 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 Okay. That is a start there. We'll take away our planning that says kitchen, because we know what it is now. We want to make it, this whole thing, a canteen. Make an absolutely massive canteen. And then we're just going to put a wall. Serving tables, serving tables, serving tables, serving tables. That's what we don't have. So these guys have to go. I'm going to put serving tables all the way down one side. That's what we forgot. I knew there was something we were forgetting. We'll put... Okay, let's... Okay. that will do for just now, because these guys can all obviously still get through here, and there's a nice gap that we can put a door in there, and we can lock that open or whatever we need to do. We need to put loads of serving tables. Okay, so okay, so that should hopefully just be enough to get a whole bunch of stuff in there. We've got no tables, but we've obviously not got any benches yet. We've got one bench. I've got one bench, so that's good enough for it. Excellent. And then once this is all created, that will look a bit nicer. Let's see. Utilities, we're still missing. Ah, okay. One electrical cable again, and that will be enough to connect up all those. Okay, so we have a new canteen, a new kitchen. So that will be, logistically, we will go for... Prisoners can go work in there if they want. We have one qualified prisoner, so he may or may not work in there. I don't have many in that one, but again, that's not too much of a worry, because we're going to swap that over to be somebody else. Sorry, a different security. So we'll do minimum security only in these guys. And that will solve who eats and drinks in there. Now we're still not finished our lockdown, and it's 12 o'clock the next day. Where is still to search? The common room. Really? Oh, and actually some actual prisoners. Okay, so... and we currently have 0 guards free. Because... Okay, so that's part of our problem. So we need to hire more guards. So we've got 34. Now 44. And we've still got 8 grand and we've got some money left. So hopefully that will, yeah, so these guys are starting to free up a wee bit until our shakedown goes up. That'll get us to the 602 at some point. These guys are all eating there. Nobody wants to eat in the big kitchen yet, but that's okay because we'll ban them from the wee kitchen. We'll ban the minimum size from the wee kitchen in a wee bit. Let's take away this planning wall, and that's fine, and that is a bit better. Okay. Ah, they only have, oh well, yeah, I suppose they've got cooked, and there we go, finally we get rid of that. Okay, so even with 10 extra guards, there's still not that many roundabouts. So what is the problem here? They're unable to be signed to a cell. Now I'm guessing that's because we need more maximum security area, I think. Let's see, prisoners. See, I don't understand. If there's only 2 high risk guys, how are there so many maximum security guys? So we've got 151 low risk, 16 normal risk, 2 high risks. I wonder if this is to do with the problem of me always, whenever they attack someone, always bringing their security up. So whenever they create a murder, they're going to go to max security. Whenever they try and escape, they're going to go up a security. So let's just take that, leave that as, and I know that's probably a bad idea. And murder we will put to, we'll put that to none as well for just now. And we'll see, we have 2 high risk prisoners, but 27 prisoners are unable to be assigned to a cell. Why? We do have 173 cells, we have 169 prisoners. There's no one in Supermax, no one in Death Row. Maximum safe capacity is 173. Shared capacity 87. Shared capacity. Okay. Medium capacity, maximum capacity 24. And then that's Supermax. So those guys have gone up to, okay, right. So we probably have guys, for example, who's this gentleman? This is Mr. Brown, so he is definitely max security. Actually, let's just play this just now and see what happens. See if any of this changes at all. So we've got Mr. Brown, and Mr. Thomas is in there somewhere. There he is. Okay. Past that, we have not got... I don't seem to have any issues there though. Okay. Let's work that out next time. We can figure that out the next time. And then next time we can also try and get some guys past these programs. Have we got any anyone past? So let's see. We have 3 interested in the foundation, which will run 5 till 8 PM. That we do actually have the space for that now. I'm quite sure we did in the regime. 5 till 8. So yeah. So they can certainly do that. This guy's preparing for his section. Let's just check and see. Now this one's preparing too. They're all coming in. One guy's coming in. One hungry guy's coming in. Let's see. The programs that are running. We only have 1 interested and none are passing. So you need to work on workshop safety induction. We've got loads of guys there working, which is great. Forestry seems to be happening, which is good. We've logged forestry, which is great. And then we need to figure out how to make beds again, which we did look up eventually, and I'm quite sure I did know how to do that before. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how we make beds again. Oh no, they need to do the carpentry, but nobody's interested. So led by a foreman, 2 hours, carpenter's table, of which there are plenty. Required prison labour and workshop safety induction. So 7 have done the workshop safety induction, just no one's interested in actually doing carpentry, which is interesting. Parole, we never started. We should probably do that. Let's see, parole is how long? 56 in the queue, 6 till 6 AM till 10 AM. Is that actually on my regime? Was 6 AM till 10 AM? Okay, I don't know if you need to put parole on there actually. I'm hoping that will be able to be used independently. Let's see, where are these guys going? Are these guys going to parole? Oh, yeah, they are. Nope, they are going to the chapel. Which I should have figured out. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Ah, Mr. Frost, I'm quite sure we tried to escape with you, and you, unfortunately, by the looks of this, were the only one that got murdered. And I'm not saying that the guards are looking out, but that seems awfully suspicious. Let's make no more comment on that one. Okay, so yeah, we've kind of extended the prison out again. We've made a big kitchen. I think one of the most important things we've done is fix this entrance. So we've got a wee bit more working in our favour for trying to keep them inside. We'll put a couple of door servos on these guys, and once they put these on, we can then also, once they fit those, we can connect up these. We'll just connect those up just now. So that one and that one, that one and that one, that one, and whenever this guy finally gets this one in, that one. And no doubt it'll be the same guy that has to go back and get the last. Oh no, there's the guy coming down with the door servo. I can see him. I can see you. I can see you. And he shall fit that. There's an annoying ticking noise until he does. Servo and door control system. And quite gladly, I'm not calling them... Ah, now, visitor booths. Can visitor booths be tapped? They can. Oh, how interesting. I was not aware of this. But I am very happy with this. Because that will probably mean we can get information. Let's just keep tapping these visitor booths. Should have thought about that one beforehand, but there you go. Excellent. Okay. And these are all tapped already, which is great. So, I think next time what we're going to need to do is we'll have to figure out this small issue with prisoners, although that number has gone down, the number that aren't available to be assigned to a cell, so that's possibly a bonus. And the maximum safe capacity, okay, yeah, that's improved. Maybe need to make more time for working, so let's oh yeah, we're gonna split these up at some point. We'll have to split these up at some point, so we've got the different securities doing different stuff at different times, so that not everybody's in exactly the same place at the same time. So we'll come back, we'll work on regime next time. We'll try and get up to our 200, finally get our 20 grand that we think we need. We can also possibly take out a miniature bank loan, which we found in grants, was it? Grants, yep. So we can take out a bank loan if we need to. Create another shower. Probably these two areas is the most sensible section, I think, to get working on. And yeah, I will be quite happy to do another section, another video, sorry, where we work on increasing capacity. And I think we need to move these. I think we need to move the library and the shop, because they don't seem to be, I mean, nothing seems to be doing with them at all. And interestingly, in the deployment, no one, sorry, logistics maybe? Yeah. So nobody's passed the foundation education program, so they're not going to work in the library. And the shop doesn't have a door on it, so that's not helping. Oh, I wonder if putting a door on it will just be enough to get someone to work in it. Let's see. Let's just quickly, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's put let's put a staff door. Where's our staff doors? Let's just put a normal door. Who cares about what kind of door it is? Let's put that, and let's make that just a priority. And see how many. I always check out janitors. Let's just get another couple of janitors. Oh, 13 janitors, never a good sign. How much are they? 500 a pop. Okay. So let's see. Have they? Yeah, they've managed to put a door on that. So does that mean now it will? We can put 2 jobs in here in the shop. So it'll be interesting to see, because that doesn't require anything. That's just in the shop. And we haven't, I don't think we've made, yeah, we've not made this area minimum or maximum security only or whatever, so that we could have the guys walking through there. But again, we'll have to, you know, despite having built these, they never seem to work, or they never seem to be used, and we're not getting any money from the shop at all. So not that I'm too worried about gaining money from it. 3 AM, let's do another shakedown. But I'm very conscious of the fact that if we build something, we should probably make use of it. As the workshop, you know, the workshop is very slowly building stuff. Oh, and we were going to make a bigger storage as well. We didn't do that yet. But yeah, so we've actually, in the time that we've had today, it doesn't seem like we've done lots. But we've obviously been, quite busy in building these new cells, building ourselves a new massive kitchen, hopefully in order to feed the many thousands of people who are going to go. If we can move this, that means we could kind of create a wee area down here for minimum, maximum, you know, all the way down here. We could have certainly something else below here that's, you know, storage, and maybe even move the chapel around, make it bigger if we need to, because it seems to be needing to be made bigger. We've got one guy. This is the most action the shop ever gets, is during a shakedown when it gets searched. We've not found any more tunnels at all. Everything seems to be in order, which is great. People are a wee bit miffed at the fact that we're having a go at them in the middle of the night, but you know what? That's not a tragedy. I've just realised what I think the 26 is solitary confinement. Look, we've only got one. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 available, so maybe that's what it is to do. Some of these guys are in solitary confinement cells individually, as opposed to, yeah. Anyway, we'll figure that all out later. Oh, guys are all getting new tasers, which is interesting. I wonder how many people they shot. I wonder, actually, they might have just passed the taser course. 49 finished, which I think is definitely more than the last time. But yeah, and we've got parole is actually active. Fantastic. So this guy is needing to pee, but he is looking to try and get parole heating, which is great. And let's see, what are his Harris, wasn't it? I don't know where he went. I think he just went in the shower, but yeah, so that's at least a start. We have some parole going on, and maybe with some parole we might end up spiritual guidance. Excellent, we finished that. Spiritual leader in a chapel. Do you know what? Let's start that as well. I'm not too bothered about all of that going. I'm quite happy for all of it to be used. Use as many items of trying to reform these guys as we can. We'll slow this all down. A lot of people in a very small space. Still nobody in the shop. But yeah, okay. So things have gone well. I am pretty happy with the kind of outcome of today, despite the fact that it doesn't feel like we've done much. Part of that obviously due to not having much money. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. We'll maybe next time we've got, well, I've given myself a lot of a list of things to do next time, so we'll look at all these little bits and bobs that we planned, and yeah, come back next time and we'll move on with trying to finally get to 200 prisoners on Prison Architect. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?